Hi, welcome to Woodport Guitars. I'm Bill. I'll be your instigator in this video. So, piezos, capacitors. What are we doing here? Two main goals. One is to get rid of some of those high, thin, tinny highs that sound like crap on a cigar box guitar, and hopefully reduce some feedback howl. And we're doing that with this piezoelectric pickup that is commonly used in cigar box guitars. These things, if you don't know, can turn vibrations into electrical energy that we can amplify. These, if you don't know, will block low frequencies. They will pass high frequencies. Depending on the value is depending on what high frequencies they'll pass. What I'm going to do is strap this right across hot to ground. And what that will do is say, hey, all you nasty high frequencies, just come on through here and go to ground. And we'll never get to hear them, which is what we want. So I'm going to use this as a permanent tone control. One, I don't want any knobs in this box. I want it to be a sleeper. And car guys know what I'm talking about when it looks like your grandma's car, but it has a rocket engine under the hood. That's what I'm going for. So I've been doing some testing here. I've been playing already, and some common tone cap capacitor values: 0.1 microfarad, 0.047, 0.033, and 0.022 are common ones. I did find a really good article. I'll leave the link below. The guy actually explains what values were used with what pickups and why, and shows you some really cool graphs so you can see the cutoff slope and what you're actually doing. It's a really good article. I'll leave the link in the description below. So basically I'm making a permanent tone control. And so the idea is nothing new. It's just like the tone control in your guitar, where you'd start turning it down to 0 and you'd get less high end. Well, I don't ever need that high end back, so I just soon go permanent if I like the sound of it. So I've already been doing a little experimenting and playing here, and what I've done is I'm actually recreating a CB Giddy video that I seen. This is what he was doing, and this is where I got the idea for the 0.1. I would have never thought a 0.1. I would have went for the 0.047 like a regular electric guitar. So that part was pretty neat to learn that and to hear it. On this amp, I have the EQ set midway. I have the level of the reverb set halfway. So kind of just flat across the board. Now I'm only going through the clean channel, and if I'm going to get a close-up of this, but you can see I have the disc underneath the bridge. That's with the capacitor. May be hard to tell on camera, but when you're hearing it, you can definitely tell the difference. There's less of that nasty high end. But here's something else that I kind of discovered. When this pickup gets mounted, it's going to be mounted to the underside of the lid on this side. That means nothing will ever be pushing against this, because it's not mounted down in hot glue. It's not mounted against a piece of wood. It's going to be just touching the back of this board, which is going to be free floating. But if I pick the bridge up and I put that white part under there, that's where all the magic material is. Louder, we got way more bottom end. So a piezoelectric pickup works by squeezing pressure, and you can really tell when it's under there. And it got me to thinking, what's going to happen when I put that underneath? Is it going to sound like this other? I think it's going to sound just like this. A lot less of that bottom end. We're going to find out. So that's what I'm doing, making a tone control. And so as far as feedback goes, I have to turn this thing up to about 8. Okay. Still get feedback even with a capacitor. So it's not going to completely eliminate it. It should knock it down a bit, should reduce it, how much you're actually getting. So I'm going to mount this thing. I'm going to solder this onto my output jack, get this mounted inside the box, and I'm going to play it. All right, so my first reaction after hearing this yesterday was, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't care for it. And then I thought, hey, wait a minute, give it a chance. So I took it inside, I hooked it up to the 11 rack, which is a modeling amp. It's got all kinds of amps and effects, everything you could want to play with. And just ran through some of the presets and was really surprised at some of the good, cool sounds I could get out of it. So I thought about it for a minute and I'm like, well, you're an idiot. You didn't even adjust the tone on here at all. On the other twin that has the 5-band EQ in it, I actually did EQ that when I played it through the amp. I usually keep the settings all on 5. That way I have a general reference, so whatever guitar I plug into it, I got a general idea of what it sounds like compared to everybody else. It's just, it's my bass. That's okay. So realistically, anybody that's gonna plug into an amp's gonna fiddle with the tone knobs. I mean, you're gonna play with them no matter what. So I did. I came out and played with them a bit and wasn't as disappointed. So you really got to play with the tone knobs. Okay, here we go. So after playing with the 11 rack, and that's what you're hearing right now underneath me, is some of the presets that I went through and played. So I came back out, I said I'm going to give it another chance, and tried to dial in some sounds. So, all right, this is just a clean. not a bad fret, bad fretting. And I have now, instead of having these all on 5, the bass is on 8, the mid is on 3, and the treble is on 3.5. So I've really turned the highs down. And yeah, it makes a huge difference, but when you go to the distorted channel, and that's with the gain at 5. That's nowhere near the gain this thing can get, but that's a little more gain than I think you'd want for most bluesy. Turn it down a bit. Okay, so I do like it. And all I had to do was tweak the EQ on the amp. So I was just being an idiot. It was late, I was tired. That's what happens. Hangry. So on another note, I want you to hear this. That's the nature of a piezo. It picks up vibrations. So part of my problem yesterday was I think I might have been expecting a magnetic pickup. Instead, I got a contact pickup that turns vibrations into electrical signals that we can amplify. So after tweaking the EQ, I feel a lot better about it. I especially, when I put it into the 11 rack and I went through some presets, which hopefully you're hearing right now, I actually did hear a lot more bottom end. It's there, you just have to EQ it right, or depending on the amp. So a lot of what I'm hearing in the distorted channel here is just nature of the beast of a Marshall mini amp. It's a digital, not digital, but it's IC chips. It's a digital amp, whatever. It's not tube. So when you start doing the distortion, the frequencies that it's boosting or not cutting or whatever, that's kind of this amp and the way it sounds. I guarantee if I plugged it into something else, it would sound different. And hopefully in a good, better way. So this is the little guy that's inside there. And we're gonna do some more testing. I'm gonna figure out a way to put a bridge right on top of this and hopefully not destroy it. But that's for a later date. So one of the things that's just one of the things you have to deal with a piezo. Every little brush, everything on the box, even up on the headstock, everything comes through. So you're not going to be jumping around with it and expect not to have a bunch of weird noises coming out of it. It happens. I know, I tried it. No, you will hear your pants rubbing on it, your shirt rubbing on it. You'll hear everything that goes on. If you have on a bracelet or something like that that's banging on it, it's going to be loud. So yes, I do like it. I am happy with it. And I am happy with the piezo mounted that way. Once I heard some different EQs, different amps, even in the modeling amp I am using, I'm okay with it. I can get some good sounds. I think I got some good sounds out of this little guy right here. So yeah, I'm happy with it. And I'm especially happy with putting the capacitor in there. I really noticed it when I had it plugged into the 11 rack, that those highs were gone. I used to play a Les Paul through it all the time, so kind of know what that sounds like. That's my comparison. But yeah, I am still happy with this, and we can get some good sounds. The next thing is going to be working with it with the small Smoky amp, Ruby amp, Acid amp, which is coming up. So thanks for hanging out and putting up with me. I hope you got something from this video, and I hope you come back to watch more. So until next time, have fun. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this whole trying to get rid of feedback and lower the highs. If you have another solution, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, have fun.